Welcome aboard to the 2024 Toyota RAV4 Adventure. Let me show you guys around this really nice compact crossover SUV. For $40,000, we get a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. We also have dynamic torque vectoring, all-wheel drive with multi-terrain select, and this powertrain gets 25 miles to the gallon in the city and 33 miles to the gallon on the highway, yielding an average of 28 miles to the gallon. However, you can get 39 average miles to the gallon if you upgrade to the hybrid model. Let's begin our review of the RAV4 with the front end of it. I absolutely love the way the trapezoidal grille looks combined with all the other elements on the front, including the silver bottom bits and the full LED headlights and halogen turn signals with fog lights. Overall, love the way the front end looks on this thing. It's very rugged and it's very nice for this RAV4 Adventure trim. Of course, we have the army green exterior with this not really white, but a very light gray roof. I really like the way they did that, and again, contributes to the adventure aesthetic. I absolutely love having all the body cladding. I think it works really well. There's not too much body cladding going on this RAV4. There's just enough. So we have some here, we have some down here, and we have some over here. I like the boldness of the fenders. I like the accents going around everything. I just love how they have these body lines here to give it a little more of a rugged feel to it, and some down here as well. We also have 19-inch dark gray wheels. Those look fantastic. There's plenty of rubber to make it nice and smooth on the highway. I also really like the door-mounted mirrors with full LED turn signals and blind spot indicator right over there. We also have full keyless entry, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at the side profile of this RAV4. It's a fantastic looking vehicle and definitely a glow up compared to the previous generation of RAV4, definitely making it more of a proper SUV and trying to make it look a little bit more like a 4Runner. Now, working our way toward the back, we have LED taillights, halogen turn signals, and halogen reverse lights. Let's get a close-up shot of those real quick. Love the way those look on the back of this. As a matter of fact, when I'm driving at night and I'm following one of these, they almost look like Lamborghini Urus taillights. That's how cool these look. I also really like the blacked out accents on the back, and I love how the 4 is in this silver metallic-y color. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. And of course, we have this really cool looking adventure badge. Almost looks like a movie title or something like that. And again, we have more body cladding down here, and we have this nice silver trim down here, which is honestly derived from a 4Runner. So they have the exact same silver on the RAV4 as they do on the 4Runner. So even though this exterior looks pretty great, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of the RAV4, where we have this really nice leather wrapped steering wheel with full steering wheel controls. Your cruise controls live over here, your radio controls live here, and these control your digital 7-inch display, or the MID. This allows you to see fuel economy, your compass, audio, even your all-wheel drive system, which is really cool, trip computer. All your safety settings are fully customizable, and you can see warning messages there as well. And you can also convert this to a fully digital speedometer if you want as well. That part I really like. You have a full tach over here, your fuel gauge is over here, and your temp gauge is down there at the bottom. And to reset your auto, it's just a simple little button right here. This steering wheel, of course, is fully tilting and telescoping. You can see it goes out a lot. So if you like to be nice and close to the steering wheel, this is definitely your vehicle. Over here, we have your turn signals with built-in headlight controls. That's always great. Your fog lights. Over here, you have your typical Toyota wiper controls, and you can even control your rear wipers as well. Down here, I like this little storage pocket they give you. So if you want to put your phone here or whatever, that's fantastic. Your steering wheel is also heated, which is freaking awesome, right over there. This is your trunk button, de-icers right there, automatic high beams. You can dim your gauge cluster lights right over here, and it even works without even having to put the headlights on. That's fantastic. Your typical Toyota window controls and lock controls are over here, although the mirror control is a little bit different. There's a left and right, and then you can adjust it with this little joystick. The windows are one touch down and up for the front, and they're one touch down and up for the rear as well, which is honestly amazing for a Toyota. This grab handle feels nice. I like the soft touch materials up here. It really has a nice premium feel to it. The dashboard is kind of like this soft touch material as well. Not as nice as something in a Volkswagen, but definitely nicer than most Toyotas offer. Over here we have this really nice touchscreen head unit, which features wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's very fluid. However, I had a little bit of trouble, as you can see, trying to pair my phone to this for wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Might just be a me problem, but something I should point out. The volume control is also really nice. I love this little texture I had to put on here as well. It's got this little ridge going on. I like the hazard light control. It's a giant chunky hazard button. I like your air vents. Those are really easy to control. The air vent over here is also nice. Speaking of air vents, let's work our way down to our fully physical climate controls. We have that same dial design going on over here as well. And you know what? It's getting a little warm in here. Let's go ahead and turn on that AC. We can put it on low if we want. And as you can see, it starts working right away, as you would expect. AC buttons right here, sync buttons over here. This will just turn your AC back off, and that's your auto AC. And it's really easy to jump from low to high on those autumn days when it's really cold in the morning and really hot in the afternoon. You can, of course, change your fan position and heat up your windshield as well. This is Eco Heat Cool, so it'll save some fuel there. Since this isn't the hybrid, this will turn your traction control off. We have 2 different tiers of heated seats, which is fantastic. Down here, we have a 12-volt socket and a USB-A port. And I love this orange trim they added along this little compartment here. It's the perfect place to put your phone, your sunglasses, or whatever. But there's a dedicated spot if you want to put your sunglasses down. Up here in this overhead console, we have the little sunglass holder here. You can just put it there and stow away your sunglasses if you want. Up here, we have some nice convenience lights, which are activated with this instead of just touching it, which I just figured out. That'll enable it for the door, and that'll just turn on all your cabin lights. As to why this button is there, this will open and close your sunroof, and this will just tip it up. The sunroof is right over here, and it'll let in a lot of light, but let's keep that open for the rest of the review as we work our way back down to the shifter for our 8-speed automatic transmission. Love that they didn't do a CVT in this, and it's very easy to use. You got a little sport mode there with manual shift mode as well. You got your parking brake there. We also have your park brake hold button as well, which, as you can see here, requires the driver's seatbelt to be buckled, which I'm not really sure why that is, but essentially that'll keep your vehicle from rolling away, in addition to the parking brake we already have. We also have a ton of different terrain modes over here as well. This will push for normal. We have mud and sand and rock and dirt. You just tilt for each one, which is awesome. We also have your regular driving modes here too. We have eco, we have normal, and we have sport. Sport will make your shifting responses a little bit quicker, and it'll even tighten up the steering a little bit too. I mean, as much as you would expect for a RAV4, but I'll get into that in the driving impression segment. You even have a snow mode, and you have a downhill mode, which is freaking awesome for a vehicle like this. A lot of people are going to be using their RAV4s to go in the snow, so if you don't need a full-fledged like 4Runner or something, this is definitely better. We're just looking for something a bit smaller. Over here we have these nice cup holders, and I absolutely love how Toyota finally put teeth on each side of the cup holder. They actually decided to use 3 teeth equally instead of just 2 teeth on one side, and as you can see, it stops my cup from getting away. Also, the orange trim continues down here as well. I love that. It's kind of got this like rugged, plasticky feel to it. And here is your center console, which has 2 USB Type-C ports and quite a decent amount of space for a compact crossover. Definitely more than something like a Volkswagen Tiguan offers. It's also got this nice soft touch going on up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at these awesome seats for a second, if we'll just get into focus there. As you can see, again, they're fully heated and they got the soft text on them. I love the pattern on here with this little orange stripe. I also love the orange stitches on here as well. They look very sporty, and they are incredibly supportive with giant bolsters with fairly firm foam. And again, they just have a really premium upscale feeling to them. Love the way Toyota did the seats. The driver's seat that I'm sitting in is powered, so it's got your power forward and back, lumbar support, recline, but this one is just manual at this price point, which is completely fine. Over here, we have a nice little tray. You can put your phone here, whatever you may need. I like how Toyota is adding this extra shelf here. A lot of people use these in their cars, so that's greatly appreciated. Down here, you have your fully lockable glove box, and as you can see, we have lots of room in there. Again, better than the Tiguan, because the Tiguan does not have a lockable glove box there. Over here, we got your speakers, and you can see they say RAV4 on them. That's freaking awesome. Love the door pockets with the little cup holder cutouts, and the passenger side gets its own lock controls as well. So while the front seat of the RAV4 is a fantastic place to spend time with its incredible design and really cool orange accents on this Adventure trim, the back seat has quite a low ride height compared to the front seat, and with this seat in my default driving position, I have absolutely loads of legroom, and I can fully put my feet under the seat as well, and I have quite a bit of headroom since we sit so low in the back seat of the RAV4. We also have the same grab handles back here. We still have soft touch materials, which is greatly appreciated. And we even still have one touch down and up windows with our own bottle pockets and our own RAV4 branded rear speakers. The one thing I do wish we had on the driver's side though, unlike the passenger side, is a nice little pocket. And it's even got some nice little lining in there. It's like a microfiber material, so it won't scratch up your stuff. That part is greatly appreciated. Of course, we have our own air vents back here. That's part of that second zone of the dual zone climate control. Down here, we have our very own USB Type-C ports, which are also illuminated. The back seats themselves have the same design as the front seats. They look absolutely fantastic. We also have a rear armrest with 2 cup holders, although I do wish they had the little teeth inside of them. Let's go ahead and bring my cup to the back real quick and check out how well it fits it. And as you can see, it actually kind of pinches it at the bottom, so it will stay in there. It kind of works, and it's definitely a great way to cost cut right over there. So let's go ahead and put that back in the front seat and put this back up. We also have a nice little felt lining back there too. Again, I love how the stitching and the texture works its way back here too, but the RAV4's back seat actually has a bit of a trick up its sleeve, because if we pull this, which is usually what you use to fold the seats, we can actually fully recline them and get a little bit more angle if you want to sit back and relax on a long drive. And you don't really see that much on a compact crossover. Let's go ahead and check out the middle seat comfort real quick. We have a little bit of a transmission tunnel, as you can see, but I'll put it into my wide angle here. You can see I got a little bit of room, and it wouldn't be too bad on a drive. It doesn't really feel like a hump seat, since again, we're sat so low in the back of the RAV4, so that part's greatly appreciated. It's gonna be a great experience being in the back of the RAV4 no matter which seat you're in. Although, the side seats are gonna be a little bit better. And we have a little convenience light back here as well, so you can read while you're back here on a long drive. But we can fold the back seats to gain access to the rear trunk area of the RAV4, where we don't only have a fully powered tailgate with a nice little close button right here, but we also have a full household power outlet without the third prong, and a 12-volt socket back here too for some nice power. Get some nice lighting back here, and we have a fully removable carpet shelf right over here that just fell down there. We also have a nice floor protector, and underneath that, if I lift this up, we have a Space Saver spare wheel. We have some extra cargo nets here, and if we fold this seat further forward, we can gain even more space in the back of your RAV4, effectively turning it into a van. So the back seat of the RAV4 is quite nice, but let's go ahead and take a look at the driving impressions of the 2024 Toyota RAV4 Adventure. Now, first of all, as I said earlier, we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine making 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. It's honestly pretty quick, but you'll be getting to redline pretty often with your 8-speed automatic. Honestly, it's not a bad driving experience. It's not slow, but it's not terribly fast either. Now, the steering feel, it's a little bit light, but it's very easy to point the car in the direction you want it to go. If I turn the steering wheel here, very nice. It does actually take a little bit of maneuvering when you're at low speed. When you're at high speed, you barely have to move the steering wheel. It's actually pretty sensitive once you get up to those higher speeds, which I really appreciate. Also helps that we have nice little 9-3 grips here too. It's very easy to hold on to the steering wheel on a long drive. Down here, let's go ahead and take a look at the floor-mounted pedals. I love that the RAV4 has floor-mounted pedals, which in my opinion makes it better than something like a Tiguan. As you can see there, I have a nice linear pedal feel right there, rev it up a little bit there, and my brake pedal also feels fantastic as well. Nothing to write home about, but everything is just good in the RAV4. Everything works, everything's really functional, it's extremely comfortable, it's also extremely quiet, and the RAV4 is also relatively smooth on the road as well, especially with these extremely comfortable seats with giant bolsters. I could see myself being extremely comfortable in something like a RAV4 for several hours on a road trip. It's especially nice we have physical climate controls, which means I can use them without even having to look at them. That part is freaking fantastic. And with that in mind, this has been my review of the 2024 Toyota RAV4 Adventure, a vehicle I highly recommend if you're looking for the perfect compact crossover SUV. It offers features that a lot of its competitors don't have, making it a very viable choice. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys check out my other reviews, and as always, drive safe.